Assalamu alaikum, this is Yunus, and in this video we're going to talk about the computer, its components, and the interconnections inside it. So first I'm going to let my friends introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Islam.
Hi, I'm Alika Amari.
My name is Muhammad Azrul Hakim.
Hi, my name is Hazwan Azim. Okay, so firstly, I'm going to talk about the first component. So the first component is the heatsink and fan. So the function of the heatsink and the fan to make the CPU keep cooler and make the temperature of the CPU low. So how this thing works? So when the CPU get hot or heat, this heatsink will absorb the heat, and after this the heat will go through this fan, and the fan try to take out the heat outside the case. So next I'm going to talk about this component. This component name is a casing fan. So the function of this casing fan is to take out the heat from the casing fan and to make the temperature in this casing fan always low and to make it cool. So like this PC only use one casing fan because it's an old computer. But today we have like a powerful PC, like a gaming PC that use more than 3 casing fan to make maintain the temperature of the PC case. So next, the main thing of the PC, the main thing component is the PC case. So the function of the PC case to protect all the component from the dust and the insect, to make the component safe and to make it long last. So I will tell where the all component goes. So this where we put the casing fan, and this place is for place we put the motherboard. Okay, next, this place is for hard disk. We put all hard disk here, and this front we put the CD-ROM right here. You see, can this here? Okay, this is from this. You see, this is a speaker built in inside it. So okay, so next I'm going to talk about this component. This component we call RAM. RAM stands for Random Access Memory. So this RAM is a type of a volatile memory. So this data will keep when if we have a power supply. So this thing, this RAM, we can use as a multitasking when we do like example when I watch YouTube and do the work, and this main thing is the function thing when we work. Okay. So what the type of this RAM? Like type of the DDR. The type of the DDR for this RAM, you can see it. This is a DDR3. See? Okay. So how many of the capacity of this RAM? So each one of this RAM is 2 GB for each one. So both will be 4 GB of RAM.
Okay, as you see, this is a hard disk. This is the main and largest storage device of a computer. This is a non-volatile storage device of a computer. So it means that if we even lose the power supply, still it will keep the data. Okay, this is a CD-ROM. This is one of the input peripherals, and this is responsible to read the CD and transfer the data that they are in the CD to the motherboard. Okay, this is a power supply. It supplies all the components of computer with power, and also it converts the AC voltage to the DC voltage, which is usable for computer.
Okay, I will be talking about the motherboard. Motherboard is basically a board that connects all the computer components at one. The computer components such as RAM, hard disk, and graphic card. And it also holds the system bus. Basically, without the motherboard, computer cannot run. Okay, next I will be talking about the CPU. CPU stands for Control Processing Unit. CPU is made up from three main components. The first one is register, which has many rows. The second one is CU, which stands for Control Unit. And the third one is ALU, which stands for Arithmetic Logic Unit. So, what does CPU do? CPU is basically a brain for the computer. CPU stores data and instructions. And also CPU direct all the instructions from the computer components. Okay, next I will be talking about the graphic card. Graphic card basically produces the graphics for the computer. It produces faster motion and better details. Graphic card is necessary for games and video software. Next, I will be talking about the multi-card reader. Multi-card reader is one of the input peripheral devices that can read many types of memory cards such as SD card and USB. Multi-card reader also connected to the motherboard to transfer the data.
And now to get back the result of the process to one of our peripherals, we're gonna use two registers. So one of the register is I/O buffer register, and the second one is I/O address register.
And for now, we're going to talk about the computer and how exactly he's performing those calculations and executing those instructions. So first, we are going to talk about the four main functions of the computer. The first one is data processing. The second one is data storage. The third one is data movement, and finally there is a control unit. Okay, so here the user has the ability to enter data from the outside environment, and of course here there is an instruction layer. So the user exactly is gonna interact with the software or the high-level software, and after that the high-level software is gonna interact with the low-level software, and between each one there is an instruction layer for sure. And after that, there is a compiler who is gonna convert the instruction to assembly language, and after that to binary language, so it can be understood by the computer.
And the memory gonna receive the compiled instructions in binary language, and it's the role of the processor to fetch those instructions one by one.
Now the CPU is going to fetch the instructions from the memory, and there is of course multiple types of memory such as cache or registers or main memory. And exactly how it's going to do that is going to use the MAR, which stands for Memory Address Register, and it contains the location of the instruction inside the memory. So it's going to use that to know exactly the location, and it's gonna use also another register which is the memory buffer register, with the help of course with the address bus to go exactly to that location and get back that instruction.
To get those instructions from the memory, we can use data bus and get it back to the CPU, and CPU gonna decode it to determine the required actions.
Now the execution of certain actions may require reading some data from memory or any I/O module, and after reading that data we can get to the processing part or the processing step, which we can perform some arithmetic or logical processes. After this, we come to the final step, which we will write the result, or we will return the result to the user by writing some data, or by writing the result to the memory, or return it to one of the I/O peripherals. And now to recap, we can say that the system bus is one of the main components of a computer that connects all the parts of that computer together, and it consists of three major parts. The first one is the first one is address bus, the second one is data bus, and the third one is the control. Maybe this one we haven't talked about it, because the control bus is the one who is controlling the signals between getting data and receiving it. And there is another major part in the CPU, which is program counter, which also holds an instruction. But the difference is that instruction is the one we're gonna fetch next. So the difference between program counter and memory address register is that memory address register holds the current instruction and the program counter holds the next instruction.
Okay, at the end, as you can see, all of these components were dismantled one by one separately. So for now, I'm gonna assemble back all the things inside the case. Okay, as you can see, for the first step, we must make sure to put the processor back into the motherboard. Make sure to put this arrow to this line, same, equally. Put like this, and then click. All of this tight. Okay. Should to screw like vertically like this to this part and to this part to make the thermal paste like equal. So this is the RAM, put inside here. Make sure this one is same to this slot.
The processor is divided two units. The first unit is
Click back. Okay, this reflect put here the slot. First open this one.
It is the most important part of the computer that makes all the components work together.
And then to put this back, put here. You must open this part. And this, put it like this. Put from the outside to inside. Okay. So to put this hard disk back, put into this slot, just like this, align, and put. Okay. So this one power supply. If you want to put this, just put on this slot, like this. So the last thing, you just need to screw back. So for this one, casing fan, you need to screw back. Use this screw for this four of this part. Just put like this, and then align. Just screw four of this until tight. And then for this cable, just put right here, the brown one. Cable input output, you must put back all the three of this color. Like the blue one here, the green one here, and then the yellow one here. You must make sure put it follow the lines. Follow the slot like this. Right here. And then for this one, the hard disk, you must use SATA cable to transfer the data, and then the power cable. So for the power cable, you must depends on you, like this one is or this one, but usually just use this one, and then follow the line. Then this one to the power supply, and then the SATA cable, this one, this is from the hard disk, and then this one put on this SATA port. Depends on you which one do you want. Okay, for the hard disk you need two cables. One is the power cable to supply the power, and then second is the SATA cable to transfer the data. This one put from this, then into the SATA port. Then for the power, this one from the hard disk, and then this port for the motherboard to supply the power. So for the heatsink cooler, the fan of the heatsink just put like this, then clip, then put the socket to the motherboard. So as you can see, we already assembled all the components inside the PC. So for the last step, just need to close the casing like this, and then just put all the screw. Okay, it's done.